Hey guys, it's Jenny Silver with an update for you on the BOI report. The beneficial ownership information reporting requirements have been going back and forth. Due to pending litigation, there has been a lot of confusion about who is required to file a BOI report, if it was going to be suspended permanently or temporarily continued in suspension, and when that deadline will be. I want to update you that this requirement is back in action. The new and updated filing due date is March 21st, 2025. The Corporate Transparency Act required that owners of companies, including LLCs, not sole proprietorships, were required to file a beneficial ownership information report, giving information about anyone that had a vested interest in that company as an owner. Due to litigation on this specific requirement, business owners have been left confused because there was a preliminary injunction temporarily suspending and lifting this requirement for business owners to file their BOI report. The courts have now determined that this is going to be required to be filed by March 21st, 2025. Now, I want to address one piece of information that has been released by the Department of the Treasury. The Treasury has stated in a press release that they do not plan on enforcing the penalties, fees, or other ramifications for not filing your BOI report, and that they plan on introducing a new and updated bill to modify this requirement. So if you're confused about these conflicting stories between what Fincen is stating, the federal judges, this is currently an active law passed by Congress. And the Treasury does not have the power to overturn legislation created in Congress without due process, without creating that new piece of legislation, proposing it in the House and the Senate, and having it passed into law. Now, the Treasury states that they plan on creating a revised policy and passing that into law. Keep in mind that as it stands currently, this Corporate Transparency Act and the BOI reporting deadline of March 21st, 2025 is the current law. So the Treasury has plans on creating new legislation, and it may or may not pass into law. So we can continue to follow for those updates, but as it stands currently, your new BOI reporting deadline is March 21st, 2025. I'm going to walk you through really briefly next exactly how to file the BOI report. It's going to take just 2 minutes. It's very simple.
To file your report, you're going to visit fincen.gov/BOI. Underneath the File section here, click on File a Report using the BOI e-filing system. Click Get Started over here on the top right. We are going to prepare, file, and submit our BOI ourselves. Next, you're going to select what type of filing you're doing. If you're doing a BOI filing for the first time, you are going to click Initial Report. Next, if you do not already have a Fincen ID, then go ahead and click right here so that you are assigned an ID number. Next, you're going to enter in your reporting company's legal name. That is simply your business's registered name. And then you're going to enter in any other DBAs or trade names that you may have registered to that business. So if, for example, you have one LLC that you are registered multiple DBAs to, then you will enter those in there. Next, you're going to enter in your tax identification type. You can select either EIN, Employer Identification Number, or Social Security Number. This should correspond directly with how your business information is registered. And go ahead and enter in that tax ID number. Next, enter in the country in which your business was formed. And then the address, city, country, state, and zip for the business. Next, select whether or not this is a pre-existing company. This is only going to be selected if you formed your business before January 1st, 2024. If you have a pre-existing company formed before 2024, then different rules apply to you. So check that business formation date and only check this box here if your business was formed prior to 2024. If this applies to you, then you are not required to fill out Part 2. The instructions here instruct you to skip down to Part 3. Next, you're going to enter in your owner's legal name and date of birth. Next, you're going to enter in the owner's current address, and then enter in the address, city, country, state, and zip. Next, you're going to be required to select a form of identification. Once you have entered in the identification information, then you're going to go ahead and upload a photo of the document. Once this is completed, enter in the email address, first name and last name, and complete the certification. Once your submission has been processed, then you will receive a submission status confirmation. You want to make sure that you download this transcript as it is your receipt.